Yo guys, welcome back to Fishing Park. I'm in my office today because this again is a new series, which also means I've made a new intro, so watch this. And what we are going to do today is a how-to. And today I'm going to show you what is, in my opinion at least, the best way to tie a drop shot knot. So what I've brought for this is a piece of paracord and this little screw-in thing. So just imagine this would be your hook, alright? So the hook would be like this. It's important that the loop on the base of your hook is in this direction when the hook goes up. So it's not that hard. I actually showed you in another video how to do it, but I thought I'd make a dedicated how-to series, not just about knots, but we're starting with a knot guide. So what you do is just take your fishing line, just imagine the piece of paracord would be your carbon leader. What you're going to do is just take basically the half of it. It depends on how deep you want to fish. I'd recommend you to take about a meter or something, so you got half a meter of depth between your hook and your lead. Then you just put the hook in the middle of the leader, hold it, and just make a loop in the leader like that. So the hook actually still is free on the line, but you got a little loop here, and then you just put the hook through the loop 5 times like this. I'm actually doing it just 2 times here because the paracord is a bit stiff and it wouldn't work if I did it 5 times, but I'm showing you with fishing line in a minute. Just stick with me for now. Then you pull tight like that, and what you end up with is a fishing knot that stands on your line. Now the thing is, a fishing hook, I'm sorry. The thing is, the hook can't move on the line now because it's fixed. But it doesn't matter because we are going to fit a swivel at the end of our main line and just tie a loop knot at the top of this. So what we're going to do for that is just take the line twice here, a bit longer because the paracord is stiff. We're making a loop and just make a simple knot, go through once and twice and pull it tight, and you got a nice loop knot at the top of your leader. And now you can just hook it into the swivel and it can turn around freely. So when you cast, your line doesn't get twisted. Because if you don't have this and the motion in the water turns your leader, your line will actually get twisted. And that's not good. Because if that happens a lot, then at some point when you cast, you're gonna get tangled. So at the base of it will be your lead, and that's all there is basically. So now I'm gonna show you this with fishing line. So I've got a little hook, this one here, and I've got some red fishing line so you can see better what I'm doing. So what we're gonna do is find the end of the line, put the hook through it, or rather put it through the hook, take both ends of the leader here together, so you get the hook basically at the center of the leader, like that. You make your loop here, like this. See, it can still move around freely. Loop the hook through the loop about 5 times, like that. Now what you want to do is put a little spit on your line so you can pull it really tight. Pull it, and there we go already. That basically is it. There isn't much more to it. So as you see now, the hook stands on the line, but it is fixed in place. So again, what we're going to do at the top of the line, by the way, before you do the loop knot at the top of the line, always fix your hook first, just in case you get it wrong and you end up with the hook in the other direction. Then you had to cut off the loop knot. So do it afterwards, when you already know in which direction your hook is pointing. If you are smarter than me, do it afterwards if you know in which direction the hook will point. I sometimes mess it up, so I always do it afterwards. The only thing left to do really is the loop knot on the top of your leader. So just take the line double, put it together so you can loop it or knot it easier. Take it like that. Just make a normal knot like you learn in kindergarten and put it through twice, and that is your loop knot. Pull it tight, and there you go. Now what we're going to just do is take your lead box like mine, which I showed you last time. Take the end of your leader like this. Take a piece of drop shot lead. Those most of the time come with this clip-in features here, where you just have to put your line through and pull it to the top of the lead. Then it's just jammed in there, and you can take the lead off again if you want and put it on another place. If you don't want to fish as deep, you can pull it a bit more through and fish a little bit higher. Just leave the rest of your line dangling around, because you might want to fish deeper again, so you don't have to cut this off. And if you're done drop shotting, you can just take this off of the swivel and put it back in your fishing bag, and you're not going to waste any line by cutting stuff off. So something else I wanted to show you are hooks. I'm using a lot of different hooks actually. This is my little hook box. Which I'm securing with this piece of cord, because once it opened in my bag, and that was horrible. So I've got different sizes of hooks. What I'd recommend you to use actually are carp hooks. Those little things, because the advantage they have is this little hook here at the base of the hook. So they don't have just one here, but they have another barb here, which keeps your rubber fish in place while drop shotting. Since I'm drop shotting for smaller fish most of the time, this little hook is perfectly fine. You can use a bit of a bigger hook like that, but actually that is all right. If you go even smaller for really small fish, you can use those tiny hooks. They work well. Another thing you can use, of course, are eel hooks. Well, that's actually carp hook, but this one is an eel hook. It's made for worms, so it's got quite a long base with even 2 barbs here that keep your shad in place. And it's a bit twisted, but that doesn't matter. It's super sharp and pointy, and if you're using a bit of a longer shad, then this one works fine. Another thing that is actually most common with drop shotting are offset hooks. Those basically, I don't like to use them because I think they are unnecessary. I've got one, I used them earlier a lot, but I don't use them anymore because I think normal hooks just work way better. The fish, the rubber fish sticks to them way better than to those things. If you are fishing in a weed full area, you know, where a lot of weed is in the water, then those might make sense. But then again, if you're drop shotting and there's a lot of weed in the water, you're gonna have problems anyway. So for Texas or Carolina rig, those things are fine, but for drop shotting, I'd recommend you use normal hooks. So that was my knot guide. So guys, that was my first how-to. I hope it helped you. I hope you learned something. At least how to tie a drop shot knot. If you did so, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd be really happy. And those little how-to videos actually will come more now, because there are many more knots that I could show you, and I think a few other things as well. Tell me in the comments if you like this new series, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye bye.